So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Ace family lawsuit. Now, I know some of my viewers may not know who the Ace family is, but I did actually cover this case a little earlier on not earlier on, but a few months ago, I covered this case. I did a standalone video of Catherine Mcbroom being sued for a breach of contract. For those of you who do not know who Catherine Mcbroom is, she is the mother to the Ace family. For those of you who do not know who the Ace family is, they are a social media influencer family. So they basically use their family to promote products. They also have vlogs. They have a YouTube channel. They're on TikTok. They're on Instagram. And I believe they have like 3 kids. The issue with the Ace family is that they are always getting sued. I think the last time I checked, they actually had about 12 lawsuits going. I don't know if they've added on, but the last time I checked was a few months ago when I was doing this video about Catherine Mcbroom, the mother, and it was 12 lawsuits and counting. So I did kind of want to go ahead and touch on this lawsuit that I did a couple months ago because it looks like it is coming to an end. For those of you that have not watched the video, I will go ahead and link it in the description box so that you can watch it a little later on if that floats your boat. If that's something you want to do, I will link it in the description box below. I know some people, they don't really care about the actual family. They just care about why they got sued and they just want to see the drama. So even if you don't know who the family is, the story is pretty good. I'm going to briefly go over the facts today, but if you want something more detailed, definitely check out the video that I recorded before. So let's jump into the Catherine Mcbroom lawsuit. What happened is that Catherine Mcbroom entered into this agreement with a company called 360 Sourcing to do the packaging for her cosmetic line. She also was working, her company is actually called 1212 Gateway. And when 360 did the packaging and all of that, it turned out that Catherine was not paying for the packaging. She did not pay her bill and ended up collecting a bill of about $720,000, a little bit less than that, but I'm just rounding it to 720 just to give you an idea of how much she actually owed this company. So they filed this lawsuit against her in 2021. I covered the case a few months back. And now they have entered a stipulation for a judgment. So I'm just gonna pull that onto the stream onto the screen so that you can see what they actually entered on not entered on the judgment. It's a proposed judgment. So the case is not necessarily over all the way. They have agreed to the stipulation because both parties signed it, but the court actually wants the plaintiffs, which is 360 Sourcing, to go ahead and submit the stipulation, and that is due by February 7th. So I'm just going to bring up the judgment or the stipulation on the screen. Okay, this should be it right here. Okay, so they enter a stipulation, and as you can see, the amount owed, remember earlier I said the amount owed on the lawsuit when I did my video a few months ago. I think I did that video in October or November. The balance was $720,000 approximately. Now, with interest and all of that, the balance is now $763,000 that Catherine Mcbroom's company, 1212 Gateway, must pay to the 360 Sourcing. And so they have actually agreed to this amount, $760,000, as you can see right here. And the payment was to commence on December 15th, 2021, in the amount of $150,000. After that amount is paid, they are going to do monthly payments of $50,000 starting January 10th. So as of right now, if they made all the payments so far, then they should have already paid about $200,000 of that judgment. The thing with this case, like I said, it's not final and the case is not closed yet because the plaintiffs actually need to submit this to the court as well. And that is due on February 7th, 2022. So what is that, next week or the week after that? But as you can see, both parties agreed. It's on two separate documents, but they agreed that even if it's prepared on 2 separate documents that would count it as an original, as you can see right here. And so we have the signature of 360 Sourcing saying that they will accept $763,000. And then we have the signature of 1212 Gateway saying that they are willing to pay this on this payment plan that they did agree to. So they'll be paying $50,000 until the lawsuit is basically paid off. I think that this was a good deal for Catherine in particular because they are known to not pay their bills. So with them not paying their bills, them actually agreeing to pay this gives us a little bit more hope, and we are a little bit more, not we, but maybe people will start to believe in them a little bit more because they have been known not to pay their bills, hence why they lost their house. But if you ask them, they would tell you differently, that they did not lose their house. Well, they were actually foreclosed on, as you can see in the bill of sale for the company. And Rob also said that it sounds like a good result. I agree for them. Like I said earlier, they have about 11 to 12 other lawsuits for the family in conjunction, because the husband has a few lawsuits that he owes on, and then the family has a few lawsuits that they owe on. So paying this off, what is that, $50,000 a month? How much does that end up being? Let's see a calculator here. And they've already paid what? They paid $200,000 already. So let's say that leaves about $550 left, just to round it off to a clean number, and divided by 50,000. What is that, like 11 months? Yep, 11 months. So they should be done paying this debt off by the end of the year. So hopefully they actually stick to paying it off, and it does not become another lawsuit to get brought against them for not paying their bills any further. So we know they already have issues paying their bill. And so let's hope that they don't get into that anymore. And if any of their other lawsuits begin to settle, then I would definitely cover them here on this channel too. If you have not seen my previous video on this family, make sure to go back and watch it if you are interested in this case.